Ms. Hines, Lori Hines is here with me in the courtroom. Ms. Meyer is in the conference room. She called this morning and said she was sick. I didn't know what that meant. I was concerned because she had never contacted community corrections for pretrial supervision until last Friday. Then she called this morning and told them she was sick. But anyway, she's here now, and that's good. I'm not sure. What kind of sick are you? You got a mask on, like respiratory?
Like I feel COVID symptoms, but I have not tested positive for COVID. But yeah, it's in my chest and my breathing. I just don't want to get anyone else sick.
We'll address this. All right, Ms. Hines, what would you like me to know here?
Your Honor, you know most of all the facts. It just was an unfortunate situation that happened at Walmart, that the incident that caused my client to take the prepaid gift cards. So she's here today. I know she wants this. She doesn't have a criminal history, so I know she want that to be taken into consideration, but she knows there's going to be a penalty for what she did. And she's a mother of children and primarily used the money for her kids.
So did you spend all $3,900 worth of the gift cards?
No.
How many did you use?
I've used a little bit off of each one, but I know I didn't use the full amount. But I honestly can't sit here and tell you, like dollar sign wise, how much it is that I did spend. I know I spent.
Well, apparently Walmart reimbursed this lady, so I don't think she's out anything, but the restitution, what happened to the rest of the gift cards?
They're still on the gift cards, but I do not have the gift cards anymore.
All right, say you don't have them. What happened to them?
I felt guilty and it was wrong what I was doing. So I moved. So they're wherever they're left. I don't have them on me. I don't.
All right. Well, one thing that I look forward to see whether people telling me the truth or not is whether they give me a direct answer or say 3 paragraphs. Let me ask you again, what happened to the remaining gift cards?
I left them when I moved.
Left them where?
At my grandma's, and she moved, so they're probably in the trash.
So you used an indeterminate amount of them. At which Walmart store did you use them?
I didn't use them at a Walmart store, but I took them from Three Rivers Walmart.
All right. Where did you use them?
ATM to get money for diapers and stuff. Mainly the ATM.
I would really like to know where this money was spent, whether it was spent at Chili's or so you just get cash. And I'm also interested in how much you actually stole from it. All right, your lawyer says you don't have any criminal record. Did you get charged with anything, any place?
Like I've been charged for this?
That's not true. You were charged with theft in Elkhart County in 2022. You pled guilty to a larceny charge, and they put you on a 1-year suspended sentence and a pretrial diversion. Your name, your date of birth. So you're not telling me the truth about having a criminal history. You're not telling me the truth about what you did with the cards. You're not telling me the whole truth about where you spent the money. So I don't know how much is true and how much is not true. So how would you like to do about 90 days in jail? That sound good?
Please don't. I got babies.
Yes, that's unfortunate. So let's back up. How about if you tell me the truth? Tell me about your theft charge in Elkhart County, Indiana.
Theft in Elkhart County, Indiana. I was buying groceries and there was something in my cart that didn't get scanned. They caught me. I told them nothing but the truth. They didn't take me to jail because it was COVID.
All
So-
right, and now you're just with three other people or two other people
Yeah.
stealing in South Bend and you got picked up on our warrant.
And
All right. Tell me how much money of this $3,900 do you believe you actually spent?
about two and a half grand. On clothes, on diapers, on food for my kids. And I mean, maybe gas money, but other than that, it was for my kids.
Well, it wasn't your money.
I
And you
know.
felt so guilty about it, you just left them there, so maybe somebody else could find them. That's like finding cash. I don't believe that part of the story either. So, what are you doing now? Are you working someplace?
I have a job. I called Melissa, my check-in lady, and I even told her I had interviews. I'm trying to find a job, but with this on my record, it is very hard to find a job. I was doing Instacart, but they did a background check on me and they canceled that because of this. But I have been trying to find a job that will hire me with this.
Yeah, this is not quite an embezzlement charge, because you just stole someone's stuff. I had another guy recently stole someone's purse. He was in the store. You were an employee of the store and violated their trust by stealing from customers. I'm gonna put you on a 12-month probation. I'm gonna put you in the embezzler group, whatever's left of it. Our next client may be going in there also.
Is that what you were talking about last time I was here?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna sentence you to 34 days in jail, credit 4, leaving 30 days to serve for stealing and then lying about it. I'm gonna have the probation department schedule it. You've got children. And we may need to do this on weekends or something for childcare. But I wasn't very happy about it, that you weren't upfront about your larceny charge in Elkhart. You were doing something you weren't supposed to do with people you weren't supposed to be with in South Bend. And you blew $3,900 worth of somebody else's money. The fine is $0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, a $150 attorney fee. I'm gonna waive the probation oversight fee because you owe $3,900 restitution to Walmart. They reimbursed the lady because you were an employee there. Someone stole my son's wallet at Walmart and we never recovered it, and Walmart said, hey, it wasn't our problem. Let's add that up. $4,175. That's not a lot for a young mother with no job. I mean, it is a lot. So we can be some flexible, but there's a jail component to this. This used to be a felony. It was reduced to a misdemeanor, which was a gift. And you weren't forthcoming about what transpired. All right, I'm gonna order no drugs and no alcohol, although I don't think those are a factor here. And you also have to pay for the group. This is gonna be very hard for you to pay this restitution, but you owe it. One of the issues here, sometimes temptation has a big red flag and says temptation 100 yards ahead, but mostly it just sneaks up on you and there it is. So you took these prepaid gift cards, $3,900, and then you spent them again and again and again. So temptation shouted in your ear and you ignored it. So it wasn't one moment of weakness you stole them and then you use them over and over again, at least $2,500, probably, or possibly more. That's why there's a jail component here. What I want you to do is go downstairs briefly and check in with the probation department. You're not well. I will give you, just check in with them, then you can call in. You're gonna be put on probation. We're gonna schedule that 30 days of jail. It may be even one day at a time, I'm not sure, but we'll work that out. All right, Ms. Hines, anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, you can show her where to go
Yes, I
downstairs.
will. Thank you.
Thank you.
We had a hearing on May 31st. The defendant was served by attachment, Andrea McWaters. So I brought Andrea McWaters in from the jail, and it was the wrong Andrea McWaters. I think that was Andrea Nicole McWaters. The tenant is actually her aunt, Andrea Elizabeth McWaters. So we didn't have personal service, so we continued it. I got a phone call about 5 minutes ago from Heidi McWaters, Andrea's daughter, said her mother wouldn't be here.
And Your Honor, I can shed some light on that as well. Ms. McWaters, she is in a nursing facility at this time. She has been in the nursing facility since before we filed the non-payment of rent complaint. Her aunt has power of attorney over her, and she's indicated that they want to sign the trailer over to the park. But Heidi McWaters is still living in the property and she's not paying her lot rent. And that is why this action was brought as a non-payment of rent matter.
I'm sorry, can I say?
Well, just a minute. Let's bring Heidi McWaters in here.
Yes, sir.
And this property belongs to your mother, Andrea McWaters?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, the landlord wants you to pay the rent or move out. I'm advised that your mother wants to sign the trailer over to the park.
Okay.
What's your position?
I do not want the trailer. I plan on moving out. This has been, the new owners of the park have been a little bit, I call it scandalous, sneaky, whatnot. My mom moved the trailer in 30-something years ago, and they were not apparently willing to renew a lease for her with this trailer. And they were gonna put us, evict us and put us in jail for being, I don't know what you call that. Anyways, my mother owns this trailer, and they said that they send out 4 letters. One is, we'll trade you $1,000 for your house keys, and you have to move out and sign in by this whatever date that you decided. I did not get a letter for that. I mean, everything has been so wrong.
Well, let me ask this. So you're presently living there, but you're not paying any rent?
No, sir. I was living with my mother. I had to quit my job because of a diagnosis of congestive heart failure. And me and my mom, she was helping take care of me, whatnot. I was helping take care of her. Then she, 5 weeks after I got my diagnosis and had to quit my job, she had that stroke, or a stroke. And her wishes were to take care of this trailer and her dogs with an account that she had with one of the banks here in Centerville. It's so frustrating because that's what my mom's wishes was with the money.
Well, let me ask this. Ms. Vela, when was rent last paid on this lot? And
The power of attorney for Andrea McWaters, which is her sister Rose, signed over the mobile home last year in October.
And Your Honor, to answer your question, the last payment was September 1st, 2023 in the amount of $371. She's had a balance running since then. That balance is totaling $5,092.02. Court costs of $156.60 for a total of $5,248.60.
how many cents?
$5,248.60. And there should be a proposed judgment in the file as well.
I have it right here with that number on it. All right, well, Miss McWaters, your mother's power of attorney was her sister, and she signed the trailer over to the park. So your mother no longer owns it, the park owns it. And you've been living there.
I do not recall signing that trailer over.
Well, your mother didn't sign it, your aunt signed it over as her power of attorney. And you've been living there without paying any rent for more than a year. And so they want you to move.
I totally understand that.
Okay. Is she on the lease?
No, she's not, Your Honor.
You see, when they came up here last summer and took over the park, they went around and handed out leases to every trailer to renew it with their coming in, in the purchasing of this place. And they did not bring anything around here. Why at that time in June were they not willing to at least give me an application, run my information through it, and keep the trailer here, or let me come in as like a stranger off the street, It's my mom's trailer. She moved it in here. So why couldn't they treat me like any, the next person? Give me an application to fill out. You run my credit or whatever it is that you run to get people in here. Let us fill out a lease agreement and go from there. No, they have been scandalous from the get-go.
Well, stop. You're not on the lease. You haven't paid any rent in more than a year. And they're scandalous. You can pay this amount. Now stop.
To sign a new lease agreement like the other 50 trailers in here.
Miss McWaters?
Everybody else got a new lease agreement handed to them.
Miss McWaters,
Yes,
if you were here in the courtroom, I would find you in contempt for interrupting me. You are a tenant at sufferance. You don't have a right to stay there. Although the way they filed it, your mother is on the lease, she can pay the rent of $5,292.02 with a court cost of $156.60 for a total of $5,248. That's how much you cost the trailer park by staying there without paying any rent. Your aunt, who is your mother's power of attorney, signed the trailer over to the park.
Where is that paper? I have not seen that paper, Your Honor. I've seen every paper of I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry for interrupting you. But
all right, well, I didn't know you existed until 5 minutes before this hearing started. Last time I brought Nicole McWaters in from the jail and confused the heck out of her. And then I realized that it was your mother. This was posted by attachment. So you would have had reason to know there was a hearing, but you never came. And your mother didn't come. And now you're here, you are the tenant, you're not on the lease. But this amount of rent is due. I'm going to show it as a default because it's in Andrea's name, not yours. But you are included as to all other occupants. So I'll show a hearing as to Heidi.
Excuse me?
You were here by phone. All you had to do was walk down the street and you could have come here to the courthouse. But we managed to make the connection by telephone because you called about 5 minutes before the hearing started. The bottom line is you're living there with no lease and you're not paying the rent. So someone has to pay $5,248 within 10 days or you're subject to being evicted. And I understand there's nowhere to move to. But they can't just let you keep living there without paying any rent. And apparently they don't wish to have you as a tenant. But I don't know that you ever went in and applied in your own name. You've had the benefit of living here for more than a year without paying any rent. And that's a benefit. But what this hearing is, this whole landlord-tenant process really boils down to making people move when they don't want to move or pay the rent when they don't want to pay the rent. So we're going to send this to there. What facility is Andrea in?
I don't know the name of the facility. Do you know, Ms. Vela?
I do not know off the top of my head, but it is.
I don't know. I'm the bearer of bad news. And I will send this there. And if you have other issues, you may go talk to the manager. Otherwise, you're going to have to be prepared to move out within 10 days. All
Your
right.
Honor, may I say
All right.
something?
Yes. Yes.
So on several occasions, we tried to help Miss Heidi to relocate. She did come to us and say, well, her friend was going to sell her an RV camper for them to live in, and that it was going to cost her $1,000 something. So we offered cash for keys to avoid going to court and fees and stuff. We did offer her the $1,000 to surrender the property, and then she would be able to have the money to go get her RV, so that we didn't have to keep going back and forth through all of this, because she understood that she was not permitted on the property that she was squatting. So we have on several occasions offered to help her with funding to move out. But she will say yes, and then she'll go back on her word, and then she'll give us another, like a long, lengthy story about how she suffers from her heart and this and that. As she has two other men living with her brother and her boyfriend. And so we kind of exhausted every type of help that we could offer her or any type of agreement, because she's just non-compliant, and she expects her aunt, which is the power of attorney for her mother, to continue paying these bills, continue to pay the back pay, and to continue paying, like, their water pump got messed up and whatnot throughout this whole process. But she expects the power of attorney of her mom to pay for everything. And we've explained to her over and over that that's not how it works. She has to be responsible for what's going on because she's the one that's living in the home. And so she has never made an effort to make things right.
Well, I didn't realize there were two additional people in the trailer. Last week, I thought the thing was vacant. So Ms. McWaters, this applies to you and all occupants in the trailer. They have to be out within 10 days or subject to being evicted. All right, we'll send you this in the mail.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Vela, if she contacts you, just send her to me. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right. Well, today's been a day of that kind of case.